Kris, Green Sabre. Nice to see you. Merry New Year. 2023 and the first Doom Telly of 2023. Doom Telly episode 12. And today's is a bit of a fairly quick one. It's a sort of update in a few respects and a continuation of the albums of the year, which is a video that's proved to be fucking ludicrously popular. But I'm going to mention a few which I feel should have made my list and haven't. This happens to me every fucking year, to be fair, where I shoot my bolt a little early. And, 14th of December or whenever I fucking did it this time round, I figured that was plenty of time to have left it. But no, I mean, these weren't like late arrivals either. The stuff that, because as I said in that video, there was that much stuff come out. I mean, I've listened to so many albums this year, so many great albums this year. They just missed. I couldn't pick up everything. But a couple of ones that I wish that I had picked up, because I feel like there's certainly two of them that I'm about to go through, which quite frankly should have been in that top 25. So, my bad, or blah, blah, whatever the parlance of these days is. So, enough about that. 2023. So just a quick Green Sabre update. Firstly, the gig at the Bobbin in Lancaster on Saturday the 25th of February will now no longer, sadly, gutted, I have to say, no longer, sadly, include Workshed as headliners. Adam at Workshed got in touch and just basically said that Workshed has got to be on what's the word I'm trying to get out? Indefinite hiatus as such at the moment. He's sort of knocking it on the head, which is sad news. Great band, I loved them. I hope whatever next incarnation Adam does, I'll look forward to hearing it. I'm sure it'll be good. So all the best, Adam. Take care. However, worry not, the gig is still on, and fantastic Yorkshire Doomsters, Iron Void, are now headlining in place. So I'm very excited about that. It's still going to be a ripping gig. So can't wait for that. So Iron Void, if you've not heard them, please do. Great. If you like your Doom of the more traditional style, your classic true Doom, if you will, sort of St. Vitus, to remind that I can hear bits of St. Vitus, bits of Obsessed, bits of early Cathedral, well, bits of old Cathedral really sort of in there and stuff. Sabbath, if you like your Doom like that, then you'll love a bit of Iron Void. So, sadly, no Workshed anymore, but Iron Void are taking over. So, Saturday, 25th of February, that's still the only gig that we've got arranged for this coming year so far, but watch this space. Get yourselves there to the Bobbin in Lancaster. It's going to be a cracker. Other than that, we've not actually managed to rehearse so far this year. In fact, we haven't rehearsed since the last gig that we did at the back end of December. Brian, our drummer, has screwed his wrist at the moment. Cycling injury on the way to work. He's fucked it. He'd actually done this the week leading up to that gig in Lancaster last December with Thanes and Thralls at the Bobbin. So, in reality, he probably shouldn't have been playing. He was in a fucking bad way. He had a sort of strap on it and stuff like that. Anyway, since then, he's had a cast on it. The cast has come off, but it's a really nasty sprain he's got on his wrist. So, we're hoping that the first rehearsal of 2023 is going to be not this coming Sunday, but the Sunday after. And then we'll be back at it, get this set sorted and get ourselves primed and ready for this gig in February. Get well soon, Brian. But he'll be there or thereabouts. He's not far away. Getting better. So those are the updates so far. Nothing else to report, really. I had a Merry Christmas. Put on a few fucking stone, it feels like. So I'm back down at the gym. Get myself worked back to svelte gigging body weight. Much work to be done. But had a good one. So it's good to get back at it as soon as Bry's fit and ready, and we'll go from there. So the other thing I was going to discuss is albums of the year 2022. If you've not watched the video already, and I'm sure everyone has, the video, if you look at the amount of views our videos have had, that one is head and shoulders above all the others. I've no idea why it's taken off like it has, but I mean, like 800 and odd, nearly 900 views on it so far, which is crazy, but is great at the same time as well. So I was happy with the list at the time. Still am, really. I think for the most part it's really good. But I wanted to discuss a few albums that, I feel, like I say, I jumped the gun a little early and these should be on it. So first, and I don't own hard copies of these, I've only got the downloads so far. So there will be images to my left shortly. No, hang on. My left. So albums. First of all, band called Enchantment. Blackpool Doom band. And yeah, basically an album that's been ready for release for fucking decades, basically. Well, anyway, they came out this year with the latest album, Cold Soul Embrace, and it's a fucking peach. It's a cracker. Now, it's my fault this wasn't on the list, because Gaz did tell me about this when it came out, and shared it a few times on Facebook and stuff like that, and I remember having a listen thinking, oh, this is nice. Yeah, proper sort of death doom, really. It got a feel of... who did it remind me of? Oh no, someone else. But yeah, that sort of death doomy, really sort of grinding doom. It's fantastic. Yeah. So I'm looking for, if these guys, I mean, like I say, it's been a work in progress. I can't remember the exact story behind it. I mean, I think they were a thing in the sort of early 90s. The Doom Explosion, back when Desolate was a thing and doing our little bit and pieces. But I feel like this album, I could be completely wrong here, so my apologies if I am wrong, but if I'm right in thinking that it had been written about 94, 95 for release, around that period, through whatever reason didn't happen, band disbanded, got back together either last year or whatever it was, and have reprised this stuff. And I tell you what, it doesn't sound a few decades old. It sounds as fresh now as I imagine it would have done back then. It's a cracking record. So, yeah, Enchantment, Cold Soul Embrace. And, yeah, I feel like that I've really got into that over the last couple of weeks. So I feel like that probably should have been on the list. So, apologies. Another one that should have been on the list. Insert image. Abduction, UK black metal band. Now, I think I'd had these brought to my attention by a guy called Jackie that does the Into the Necrosphere podcast and YouTube channel. If you don't know about him, and I'd be amazed if you don't, check him out. Fantastic videos. And if you think mine are long, wait till you see his, several hours. But really professionally done, great content. And there's quite a few bands that I've discovered via Jackie on that channel. So, yeah, thank you. And this was one of them, Abduction, UK black metal band. I remember, yeah, I'd heard about them, but it was one of them where, yeah, I'd made a mental note, and that mental note had fucked it in one ear, fucked off out the other. Forgot all about them. Anyway, long story short, I went to watch Winter Philith on the 30th, right at the back end of last year, 30th of December, at the Fulford Arms in York. Great little venue, I have to say. And it was Winter Philith, secret band, Anti-Inferno were on, Old Corpse Road, and Acklash, I think it was. Let me just double check. Yes. Anyway, I was late setting off, so I fucking missed Acklash, which I was so a bit annoyed about, because I do like them. So I got there just in time to catch Old Corpse Road, who were cracking, yeah, really good set. Anti-Inferno followed, awesome set. At that point, I still didn't know who the secret band was. You could see a tiny bit at the back of the stage, you could see a tiny bit of their stage banner poking out, but as with most black metal logos, I still didn't have a fucking clue what it said. But I overheard some guys behind me talking, and they mentioned Abduction, and all of a sudden it was like, oh god, that's that band, yeah, which I'd still at that point hadn't got around to listening to, but I'd heard good things. Anyway, they were fucking fantastic live, great set. And they proper looked the part as well. A fucking intimidating bunch. A really good look live as well on stage. Anyway, everything about it was fantastic. So, yeah, needless to say, as soon as I got home, I downloaded the album. And it's a fucking ripper. There is no there's no filler, basically. It's all quality, all bangers. Great, great album. Black Blood, if you've not heard about it. Abduction, Black Blood, check it out. That would have definitely been... Might have even made my top 15, to be honest with you. yeah, really, really good, solid release. So I'll be keeping an eye out on their stuff from now onwards. Those are the two main ones that I wanted to mention, really, because I do feel like they should have definitely gone on. Other than that, and I mentioned on the previous video that Gaz had sent me his list, 40 Watt Sun, I'm really getting into that album, and yeah, that likely a few more listens. If I got around to it a bit beforehand, that may well have made my list as well. Darker, really getting into that as well. That would have likely made the list. I'm really liking it's a sort of doomy, heavier version of, like, if you like Chelsea Wolfe and like Emma Ruth Rundle, which I do a lot, and if you like their stuff, this is like a doomier, heavier version of what they sound like. It's fucking great. I'm really getting into it. Yeah, so they'd have probably made the list as well. And there's other ones. Gaz has been banging on about the Antimatter album, which, again, I've only kind of just sort of scratched the surface on that one. And I need to get more into it. But what I've heard, I like. But yeah, I keep disappearing down black metal rabbit holes. There was another black metal band as well that I've just started getting into as well. Is it Ulfa? I think they're European. I could be wrong. But yeah, I don't know enough about them yet. But what I have heard, I'm really enjoying. So yeah, they released an album this year as well. That's coming down really good. Yeah, as you may have noticed from the last list, and the ones that I've mentioned so far, I've disappeared down a bit of a black metal rabbit hole this year. I mean, obviously, I got into the Norwegian scene sort of as it was happening. It didn't make a lot of sense to me, I'll be honest, as it was happening with the whole... it seemed more like a circus with the whole fucking Burzum and Count Grishnacht and Euronymous fucking handbags. Well, slightly more than handbags, but yeah, all that kind of soap opera thing that was going on. And I kind of thought, what's all this fucking nonsense? It felt like they were all trying a bit hard. And you know, what with the murders and church burnings and other such unsavoury topics they were all associated with. And yeah, I kind of just thought, oh, is this what the whippersnappers are doing now as they're getting into the metal? I didn't think much of it when I did finally get around to listening to it, which was probably about a year later. And it was Gaz that was like, have you heard any of that Norwegian stuff? And he put me on to Mayhem. And the one that stuck with me in particular was Emperor. Was the in the Nightside Eclipse album. And that was the one that a light bulb moment for me where it's like, oh, fuck, right, yeah, okay. I mean, that's a little more symphonic, if you will, compared to... just the real raw basics of what was Burzum and Dark Throne and stuff like that. But yeah, that Emperor was my gateway, and then I slowly got into all of them. But anyway, I've digressed yet again. But that, yeah, so I got into black metal around 94. Yeah, 94. Back end of 94, I think it was, something like that. It had already blown up at that point, so I was a bit late onto it. But yeah, that was then. And I haven't really disappeared down the Doom rabbit hole for years and years after that. I didn't really come back to it until discovering Winter Philith, who headlined at this gig that I'm just talking about. And again, were fucking brilliant. I've seen them twice now, this year just gone. And they're fucking ace. I'll be making a point of whenever they play somewhere near me, I'll be going to watch them. So yeah, really good. But yeah, this Abduction, yeah, really fucking good. So yeah, looks like there's a healthy future for certainly for British black metal, but black metal on the whole, because I've been getting into Aklis, Nightbringer, I think it's the same guy, all them sort of things. So yeah, lots to listen to. So yeah, hence the sort of heavy black metal involvement on a lot of my end of year talk. I think that's about it really. There was some others that I was going to mention. Roots of the Old Oak, Doom band. They've got an album coming out this year now, yeah, 2023, that I'm very much looking forward to. They had a cracking, it's a Blot EP, yeah, Blot, insert image, that was really, really good. The reason it didn't make my list is that I have a sort of rule with EPs. EPs don't make, it's got to be full length, so that's the only reason that one's not on, because it's a fucking blinder. Again, if you like your Doom Death, reminded me of sort of My Dying Bride meets, I don't know if you all remember Decomposed. It reminds me of that in places. But really fucking good stuff. So yeah, I can't wait for that full length to come out. I think it's coming soon. Might be the back end of January, start of February, or might be wrong. But yeah, it's not far away, so I'm very much looking forward to that. The other EP that I wanted to mention that I really liked that didn't make it on the list, and I didn't forget this one either, was Crosses. Chino Moreno, singer from Deftones. It's his side project. Now, I think they had released an album about fucking 8 years ago or something. So there was quite a gap between bits of work. But, yeah, what's it called? Image inserted. Permanent Radiant. Anyway, again, it's an EP, so that's the reason why it didn't let. But I'm a fan of all Deftones stuff. Surprisingly, apart from the debut, I never really listened to the debut album, Adrenaline. I just find it all a bit new metal. And new metal, I loved new metal when it came out, but I feel it's aged horrendously. I don't feel that there's much longevity in any of it, really. Maybe only System of a Down to a degree. What Deftones did, I enjoyed their sort of creative arc. They became miles better when it all got a bit soundscapey and a bit shoegazy and kind of more ethereal, if you will. So yeah, I love a lot of their more later records as well. I mean, I say later records like Saturday Night Wrist and Diamond Eyes. They're two of my favourites. Obviously, besides White Pony, that's an absolute classic. But I digress. Yeah, Chino Moreno, a side project of his, and it feels like all those kind of ethereal, slightly haunting Deftones vibes meets a bit of Depeche Mode. And Tears for Fears, it's like that sort of synth 80s feel. And I really like it. I think it's cracking. I really like that EP. They kind of released a shit ton of standalone singles as well with it. One of which I think was a fucking George Michael cover or something. But anyway. But yeah, liking it a lot. So I don't know if it's considered a guilty pleasure or not. But yeah, I really enjoy that stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. It had reminded me, the first gig we ever did with Green Sabre was to support a Blackpool synth rock type sort of goth band called Auga, and I can hear there's a lot of similarities for me in what Cross is doing, what Auga do. So yeah, it definitely floats my boat, does that. So yeah, 2 EPs which I think were crackers, but yeah, my strict rule is that I don't add EPs to my album of the year list. So yeah, that's the only reason. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, brief waffle about other albums, update, and that's about it really. So I shall wrap it up. Good to get back to the videos. There should be another one next week. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, but I might go back to a kind of top 10-ish kind of thing, something like that. So I don't imagine I'll have much else to report on the band front, but you never know. Watch this space. So yeah, stay tuned. Nice to see you all again. And, before I forget, thank you to all our new subscribers. We're currently standing at the lofty number of, I think it's 61 or something crazy like that. So, but when you think that when I started doing these videos, there was fucking 12 of you, I really can't thank you guys enough. So thank you for subscribing. And I hope you continue to enjoy the content. So, yeah, keep up the views. Keep up the subscribes, like and subscribe, tell your friends, tell your parents, tell everyone, tell the extended family. Yeah, let's get these as popular as I can. Until then, yeah, stay posted and I will be back soon. Take care.